welcome back to another episode of Cobblemon. In the last episode, we caught a lovely Groudon and the only Master Ball on the server, and I am quite proud of that fact because I won that from the tournament. But here he is, and then we pitted him up against the Ender Dragon, in which he really didn't do anything. It was kind of being a little janky, I guess, but you know what? You tried your best, buddy. I definitely would have stayed in the end and gotten some end game equipment, but the thing is, I kind of already actually have all of that. I have all the shulker boxes that I really need, and I have an Elytra. Besides, we kind of already have Elytras in the form of Pokemon, so you can just fly around with a Pidgeot or something, and it's free, doesn't cost rockets or anything like that, so you don't have to repair it every so often. Anyways, for this episode, we are going to be decorating this little river here. And also this surrounding area too, but these farms are probably going to stay here. Now, I've already gathered all of the resources that we're going to be using for today. This shulker box is going to be for the pontoons that I lay out across here, and I'm thinking I'm going to do 9 to 10 or 9 to 12. I'm thinking so, because I want to get this pretty far down there, but this box is going to be used for the bridge that'll go here. And finally, we have basically the assorted rocks and bushes that will go around this area. I just want to get the place a little bit more lively, and I should really also move that inside. So, might do some house arrangements, but as not only do I need more storage, but I need a place to put that enchantment table. It really doesn't look like I'm going to be able to fit it too well in here, but first, I am going to need to clear out all of this. This stuff is easy, just, you know, it's just farming, so, you know. But we're gonna pull all of this out and painstakingly, one at a time, fix this, because this is going to bother me. Alright, everything's been cleaned up quite nicely. I would say this looks so much better than what it was before. It was real bad, really bad beforehand. So, I'm glad that's all cleaned up, but now we can get on to the actual construction itself. And I'll be starting with the bridge, then I'll move on to the pontoons, and then we'll decorate this area over here. And I'm only going to do this area around the house. I'm probably not going to, like, go up there or really go into the village. I just want to make my little area here nice. Besides, I don't have the resources to do all this place, so. But with all of that being said, I say we get into quite an interesting time lapse. I'm not too sure how I'm going to work this, so that's for post-me to figure out. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. Well, isn't this just amazing? I think this project turned out a lot better than I ever thought it could have. I'm going to remove this though. That is kind of in a weird position. But it looks so beautiful. This looks like a proper atmospheric area. I don't really know what I'm trying to say. I really like it. I think it fits the house very well and all that stuff. So I've done a little bit off camera. Particularly, I added a ton of rocks and seaweed below this river because this was very barren. And I wanted something to go along with these pontoons here. So I did all this. But it just pulls everything together so nicely. The bridge, I love the bridge. It looks great. There's maybe a little bit more work I gotta do here. I might bulk these up a little bit, but other than that, this is great. Oh, I also have a trapdoor to place here. But let me know what you guys think. I'm very proud of this, as you know, but I would like some feedback. And who knows, I would probably in the future expand this to maybe the entire village. But that reminds me, I got something to talk to you guys about. So as of recently, the Cobblemon server, well, hasn't really been much of a server. I have been one of the only active members left, so it appears that people have moved on from the server, which there's nothing wrong with that, of course. You know, that kind of happens with any Minecraft player, any Minecraft phase. You gotta really love this game to stick with it for a long time, so I don't blame any one of them. Now, with that being said, that does call into question the future of this server, as it's not really going to be a server here soon. Now, as you know, I plan to have a level 100 tournament that all the members on the server would participate in. I'm not really too sure if that's going to happen again. It probably still will, as one kind of final hoorah to the server, and then we'll end it there. But I have grown quite attached to this world. I really do love all the work that I've put into it, even though it might not seem like a lot and it's really only been 5 episodes, but this has been amazing. I've already thought of some more mods to add to it that would pull everything together so nicely, and we've barely scratched the surface of the Cobblemon mod pack. I've only caught one legendary, and my Pokedex, that's barely filled out. There's just so much more for me to do with the mod. I feel like it would be a shame if I ended it, well, 6 episodes in. It would just kind of, I don't know, just wouldn't really feel complete. Stormpoint got 9 episodes. Why can't we have a little bit more here? So, what I'll probably be doing is, for the level 100 tournament, or after the level 100 tournament, I am going to port the world over, and I am going to make this a single-player world that I will, of course, record on and share my adventures with. Now, this series probably won't last very, very long. It won't be like my Rose Frost series. I plan for that thing to last a few years, at the least. I really enjoy myself on that world, so I've barely finished what I have in mind for it. So this series will probably go on for, I don't know, maybe a year or so. It might not even go that long, but I just want to continue it after it's all done. So I just wanted to get that out of the way. Now, I don't really have anything else planned for this episode, as the rest of my work comes through getting my Pokemon all geared out for the level 100 tournament. So I've got to get all my EVs perfected, and a lot of them already have the right movesets, but they're not level 100s yet, and I would like for them to be, even though they don't really have to be because of the whole battle mechanism, but I would still like them to be at that level 100. However, we need to do some cleanup around here. In particular, this bookshelf and some miscellaneous stuff around here. So I'm pretty sure I have enough wood, so I'm not worried about silk touch or anything like that. We can take this out, and I don't have a place to put it right now, but in the future, I most certainly will. So let's get this all fixed up. And then what I want to do next is clean up in here. As you can tell, there are quite a few shulker boxes lying around. Oh yeah, I have quite a few extra resources, by the way. I'm way over prepared for this. So for now, what I think I'll do is I'll shove all of these into my end chest, as well as this box right here. So I have so many shulker box shells, I think. Where are they at? Right here, shulker shells. There's 23 of them, so I think we're good when it comes to shulker boxes for now. But I do want more storage. Now, I was thinking maybe in this corner. You're going to have to go, giant Squirtle plushie. I'm sorry, but alright, well, you go in here, because you hold quite a special place in my heart. But let me clear out all this, and then I could probably shimmy some stuff around. Like, I'll slide that right there. 10 more chests? I think that should be plenty. And for now, we're just going to pile them up like this. Actually, let me grab one more. So here we go. Got a little bit more. I'll probably add some on the other side here, or I'll just make that shelving stuff, and then I'll put spruce trapdoors here so it separates itself a little bit more. But that means we need to dump all of these shulker boxes out into there. So there we go, all nice and cleaned up. This place already looks a lot less cluttered than it was before. I'm really just making up for time to make this video a little longer, so didn't really have anything else planned. I was thinking, why don't I go and catch a Lunala? But after the amount of time it took to find a Groudon, I don't really have time for that this week, so that'll probably be a future thing. And real quick, just before I end the video, I want to touch up on what I want to do in the future for this area here. So first of all, I need something else. I'm thinking possibly a storage cabin here, or maybe even up on the hill there. A nice barn setup would also be kind of cool. Maybe actually over there-ish. Maybe I could utilize this, connect the bridge up there. Then I can move these farms over to there. I could put other stuff here. So, and then, ooh, actually, I could put the barn back here because it's a lot flatter. Having a apricorn orchard would also be really cool. And having a big old farm of these guys, these help with EVs and stuff, would also be very nice. Oh yeah, and I also gotta find a good place for you. You've been here all season, or all the entire series, and gotta be honest with you, you're kind of ugly sitting there, so might need to move you around and create a cool little area for you. And then revamping the village would also be nice. Getting rid of what the heck ever happened there would probably be a good idea. So as you can tell, I've already started kind of working on it. We got some paths going on here, these lanterns all over the place. So, and also when I do port the world over, I'm not going to be touching anybody else's builds because these, well, they're historic now, so they're gonna stay here for however long the world lasts. Oh, somebody's fence is broken there. Oh well. But that is going to do it for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye!